Dig it!
Welcome to Hardheaded Podcast. We're excited that you've joined us as we have a conversation.
It's time to join the conversation.
Welcome to another episode of Hardheaded. Hey, folks, if you like crappy music like Matt,
and movies,
share.
Better than the Avett Brothers or whatever it is you two.
Whatever. If you're a fan of the Avett Brothers, please leave a comment or a review.
I'm telling you right now,
there's a lot of you out there.
A lot of people have reached out to me after the episode.
I don't believe
said, "I'm with you. Avett Brothers suck." I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to sell them out, but
it's one person. You said a lot of people, and then you started talking in the singular.
Hey.
All right. Well, hey, share this episode once you get through it.
I don't know who you're talking about. And you enjoy it.
Share the episode. It helps us out with the algorithms and everything. The two arguing here with me are Matt Amos and Chet Sears. They're with us every week. I'm Troy Trussell. I'm going to be your host this evening. Today we're going to talk about
nice to assume the time of day that somebody's going to listen to this.
That's right. The past presidential
normally
debate.
Listen in the mornings, just in case you're wondering.
And good morning, everyone. And the second attempt on Trump's life.
Yes.
We'll touch on that. There's probably going to be a third, maybe a fourth.
Whatever. We'll get to it.
And then the top three today is going to be the top three adventures to celebrate turning 50.
I've got some good ones.
Good, because a few of us are getting close to
I'll be
that
the
number.
judge of that.
Right. No, you won't.
I go first.
And then Chet's going to end it with a good word. And everybody is already really chatty tonight.
Or this morning.
Well, it's nighttime right now.
It's not even nighttime.
They're listening to it.
It's late afternoon.
It's late afternoon.
Whatever.
It's late afternoon.
All right, tell me about that. What did you?
So today, while we're recording, what had happened earlier, the Hezbollah militant terrorist / governmental organization government party in Lebanon was attacked by the pagers that they carry around. Blew up.
They're carrying pagers
all at one time.
How did they blow up?
They blew up, Troy. They exploded. There's videos out there.
So were they not pagers? Were they bombs?
They were pagers. And let me find. I have an article here somewhere.
So what I read is they suspected there was malware uploaded into these pagers.
Yeah.
That made them heat up to the point I think the battery
just exploded. Oh, wow.
So
there's two.
That's pretty talented. One, right?
But it came through on a text.
Right, but the malware came through on the
like beep 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 beep, pow, and and
it just it didn't take it long.
No, it exploded. It was not like a lithium battery that has dragon fire. It's not like that. It exploded.
So there was a program sent to tell this device to explode.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And
so now where were these pagers made?
No, but we're on scale, thousands of them. This wasn't like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, like it wounded 2,800 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Not like one of them blew up in a crowd of 2,800 people. It basically only hurt the people that were wearing the pagers. And 2,800 people were wearing pagers.
But why are they wearing pagers?
That's how they communicate, man.
Who?
This Hezbollah organization.
Okay. They communicate through.
They have pagers.
Because you're not sending sensitive information through a pager. It's, hey, call this number. It's a code to call whatever.
Right. Because everything you do on a cell phone
is trackable.
Yeah.
Right.
100%. All of it. And so they're going back. You go back to the Stone Ages. Yeah. And somehow, and there's 2 theories. One is that you're able to do this malware thing, which I don't know. But the other one is that they had literal small charges in the thing, but they didn't do all the pictures and videos that I've seen. It killed 10, something like that, severely wounded 20, and then injured 2,800.
I haven't seen any reports of death.
Oh, dude, you look. There's more. There's more videos that have come out too. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And somebody else that got hurt was an ambassador, Iran's ambassador in Lebanon. He had a pager,
and he got hurt.
Yeah, but
so why
is an Iranian ambassador got a Hezbollah pager?
Right. So who set them all off?
Well, the assumption is that it was Israel.
Yeah.
But that's an assumption. I don't think anybody's claiming it, which, if it was a terrorist group going after another terrorist group, they'd probably come out and say who it was.
They'd be like, yeah, la, 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 we did it.
But then that gets people to thinking, and this is where the difference is on our phones, we have the lithium ion batteries and they don't explode. They catch on fire. And it's not like, because the videos are like, it's like an explosion, like pow, it blows up.
Yeah.
And so if somebody attacked our phones to make them overheat and catch on fire or do whatever, it would not explode. It would just have a flame come out.
It's pretty impressive. Like, because it's not like
this is next level warfare, man. I mean, holy cow.
It's not like the guy in the yellow shirt at the register.
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's something else. I'll be honest with you.
That guy shopping right there in the gray shirt.
Yeah, right here. It was in his satchel.
He's down.
Yeah. And then hospitals were overwhelmed with people with abdominal injuries because they're all wearing them on their belt.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid if you had one in your front pocket, No
more babies.
Yeah, it's like
taking out the future of Hezbollah right there.
So anyway,
so
where does Hezbollah?
Lebanon.
They're all in Lebanon.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just, first reports were over 1,000. Then it ended up being close to 3,000. I came across, I was 3 minutes on that story. I sent that to you guys first thing. But yeah, that's crazy. So we're working backwards on the timeline, and then the more recent one over the weekend, another attempted assassination.
On Trump,
I don't know what you call it if they didn't even get a shot.
That's what I mean. It's kind of a gray area. Like, I don't know if it's an attempted assassination, but he would be. He's a would-be assassin.
So DeSantis, this is pretty. And you called this out earlier in our thread. DeSantis is wanting Florida to prosecute the guy,
he's not turning him over to the feds.
Yeah,
but he's like, we're going to conduct our own investigation.
Not just that, but the Florida law has stricter penalties than federal law in this case, and it would be because DeSantis is on record talking about this, answering some reporters' questions, but based on the circumstances as they were reported, right? This isn't the court of law yet. But the guy was set up with the gun in the fence pointed in the direction of Trump. Now, he didn't have a line of sight to Trump is what the Secret Service is saying, that there's a row of trees, but he was only like 500 yards, 300 to 500 yards away.
Well, and he was coming that way, right?
Yeah. It was like he was on hole 4 and Trump was on hole 3. Well, anyway, so that is an attempted murder, according to Florida state law, is what DeSantis, as described. It looks like this guy can be tried for attempted murder.
Because the Secret Service shot at him, but didn't hit him.
Secret Service saw the gun pointed down the golf course, and he shot 4 times. Then the guy got in a vehicle and drove away.
Wait, he shot or the Secret Service?
The Secret Service shot 4 times.
Yeah,
shot at him.
That's why, that guy did not get a shot off.
Right. Yeah.
And kind of what the security was is they just had a group going through one hole ahead of Trump, like clearing the course, and he saw the gun. I don't know if he saw the gunman. He saw the gun because there was like this fence, and he had 2 backpacks, and that were kind of carabinered to the fence. And so the dude shot, and the guy immediately got up and ran and got in his car, got on the highway, and somebody saw it all happen, called the cops, and they got the guy and arrested him. And he was giddy, laughing in his court arraignment. So anyway, you wonder if he's going to still be alive after a while, if you believe in conspiracies.
Or he's just crazy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Laughing, giddy. I mean, all the marks of a sociopath, basically.
Also has been to Ukraine, and he's been recruiting people to become paid soldiers to go to Ukraine. He's donated like 19 times to Democrat candidates and or politicians and or super PACs.
So he is crazy.
Yeah, I'm not building a case. Yeah, and I don't know. It's just the dude Ruth, is that his name?
Ryan Ruth.
Yeah,
Routh.
But that's number 2. And who predicted it?
You.
That's right. They're gonna keep going after him till he's dead.
Well, yeah. I mean, they found out how easy it is, and now here you got a guy that's not even 500 yards, which that's not that hard of a shot.
Pretty close.
You know, I mean, it's a lot further than 120, 130, which is the first assassin who, you know, was just thankfully a terrible shot.
Yeah.
I don't. People have believed movies and made it up to be like it's impossible. You know, and granted, if he was a sitting president, the security would be completely different. I mean, there would be aerial assets, I'm assuming. You know, there would be a whole lot more. I mean, you know, you'd have thermal imaging in the air, being able to track whatever. I get it. But maybe now that they'll start taking candidate security a little bit more seriously after this for both sides. Even, I mean,
I don't know that they will, because they're asking about it. In fact, his Biden's press secretary, Jean-Pierre, whatever her name is, was asked point blank, like in the press conference, literally said Trump is a threat to democracy. Again, like they've been saying this the whole time, as if our country hangs in the balance and our country's gone if he gets elected. And he said, don't you think you ought to quit saying Trump's a threat? Like that's not cool. That people are actively trying to kill him over and over again. And you're still saying, and she was like, but he is a threat. Like she's not backing away from it at all. So the violent rhetoric is there. And speaking of violent rhetoric, have you heard the new campaign ad from Trump?
No.
I'll find it here for you real quick. But
now, off topic, just a skosh. You said I've always pronounced it rhetoric. You pronounce it rhetoric.
Who?
You
Did I just say rhetoric?
You said rhetoric twice, and I had to stop to make sure. But isn't it rhetoric, or am I retarded?
I didn't say rhetoric.
100%. We can play this back.
We'll have to do that.
Troy, run it back.
No,
I think you said a different word.
Yeah,
no, you said rhetoric.
I say rhetoric. But that's I don't think I said rhetoric.
I think you said. Did you say historic?
I don't know.
No, definitely said rhetoric.
Put it in the comments if Matt's right.
I mean,
because if I said,
I know what I heard, but
if I said rhetoric, I misspoke. I don't want to speak that way.
Okay,
so I appreciate you calling me out. If that's what I did, but I don't think I did that.
Because I was like, am I wrong here? I've always described or pronounced it rhetoric.
I'm pretty sure. All right, I'm gonna play my phone. Is this working? Are we live?
Yeah.
This is
turn your phone on.
New ad from Trump.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be?
Does one of us have to come out alive?
Press always asks me, don't I wish I were debating him? No, I wish we were in high school I could take him behind the gym. That's what I wish. I said, no. I said, if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be. That you cannot be civil with a political party that wants to destroy what you stand for, what you care about.
If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gas gasoline station. You get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Mr. Walker, how do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
When they go low, we kick.
Please, get up in the face of some Congress people.
Yes, I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
Is that Madonna?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And it says Kamala and the Democrats are the party of violence.
It's true. It's 100% true.
Well, I mean, it was their quotes. Like,
Well, yeah, they can't get away from that. But I mean, his quote, Trump's quote, or the ad's quote, they're the party of violence.
yes.
Like it's every time they speak, it's like the pot calling the kettle black. Like that's the cliche that I think to myself every time that they say something disparaging about Trump or the Republican Party, because it's like, we don't for the debate. Well, we're not going to take your guns away, and then she immediately calls for an assault weapon ban.
Yeah.
Like 2 days later. So again, fact check that. But it's so funny because the whole thing, we don't need violence, and then they do stuff like that, right? So it's like I'm trying to. There's a term for it.
They condone the riots during the Black Lives Matter deal. They set up funds to bail out Antifa members that burn buildings down. Harris did that.
They randomly delivered bricks.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's getting to be a little bit of a fever pitch.
Well, it is, and I mean, God forbid that they're successful. You know, I've had a buddy post let me see where that's at.
And then Clinton came out and said that if you post misinformation, there needs to be a deterrence, like going to jail.
Yeah, because they did that to that guy in Great Britain.
Oh, they're doing it to more than one person there. But I mean, and you want to talk about misinformation, is some of the stuff that Harris was saying in the debate was just a lie. Like when Trump left office and the unemployment rate was high, hadn't been higher since the Great Depression. That's by the numbers. That is false. That's a lie. Now, during COVID, we had unemployment that reached real high.
Right.
But by the time Trump left office, it had already come back down to single digits.
Well, but that's what's so funny is
her statement that it was when he left office, it was higher than all the way back to the Great Depression. Not true. Hillary Clinton is saying if you are misinforming in social media, you should go to jail. So according to Hillary Clinton, Harris needs to be going to jail. That's because that's propaganda. Right. That's misinformation. That's malinformation, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, disinformation, malinformation, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's so dumb. And the one thing here, so my buddy wrote this, and his name's Mike Michalski, and it says he's going to win. They know that. The machine knows that. At this point, I hope he doesn't give anyone the opportunity, because they're absolutely going to keep trying. Be more selective in his venues, employ private EP, executive protection, to supplement existing detail. There seems to be a cockiness and arrogance in the rhetoric, as if he's indestructible. Nobody is. They only have to be right once. None of us want to live in a world where they succeed. It would not be pretty. And this dude's genuinely he's in the know on some of this stuff. And so it's like,
but we know that Trump can't help himself, so,
right? Like he can't keep his mouth shut.
Well, and you want to go back to the debate performance. I think this ties directly into what your friend is saying. I don't think he had a good debate. I think he sucked. He did not stay on task. And anytime he got personally insulted by Harris, he felt like he had to defend himself, and that's what got him out of his game, which is the same prideful
arrogance.
I could do whatever I want to do. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to defend my name, and I'm going to go out, and I'm still going to have 60,000 people rallies and that may be what leads to his downfall. But the reality is it's not like the first attempt was foiled. It literally
happened.
He got shot in the head. Like, he got shot. Now, it was millimeters away from what could have been versus what happened.
Right.
But they got through and got a shot off. You know,
it wasn't even got through. They just straight set up and did it. I mean, it's
Well, how? And that's where the people still don't have answers. And we could tie it to that. Why was that building left there? Why did they not communicate? Why weren't they on the same radio station frequencies as the Secret Service? Why did they wait till he shot before they shot back, even though they had him in his sights? There's those questions. Questions about over the weekend. This was not in the plan or the schedule, this golf trip. It was not. Yet this guy showed up at 2 a.m. and stayed there for over 12 hours, according to his cell phone records of where the towers were, pinned his location.
Yeah.
So there's a congressman that came out today, a former SEAL, that said, this smells like there's a mole in the Secret Service. Like, how there's starting to be some things that are lining up that are not normal.
Yes, but before we go there, I mean, and could he have set up more than once?
Let's go there. Both these dudes were in the same commercial for BlackRock.
I have to fact check that because I don't know that they were in the same commercial.
That's what I read. So I could have read an incorrect source.
Both the gunman?
Yes, the guy from this weekend and the guy from Pennsylvania. Both of them happen to be in a video from BlackRock, who is part of the conspiracy, if you're going down that way, that's trying to run the world.
So now, like, what was it? Nixon had Whitewater, and this whole thing has BlackRock, kind of the whole investigation.
Yeah, but nobody's going to do it. Like, that's a
deep state.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But it goes, it's statistically impossible that two random people both trying to kill the president within 2 months of each other had ever crossed paths under a certain employer and it not be connected some way, statistically speaking. Like, if you want to get into the numbers, according to some statistician that wrote an article. So anyway, here we are. Trump sucked at the debate. We're going backwards in time.
It was not good.
The ABC people were the worst part of the whole debate.
I mean, it was all designed to make him not do well. That, props to her. She did very well listening to her earbud and saying what they told her to say.
I don't think she had earbud.
100%.
No, she didn't. They
guaranteed.
It wasn't even the same model that the pictures are all floating around. It's not even the same earring.
Of course, because she's an executive. They're not going to show you the good stuff on the Kickstarter. Come on, man.
Well, you're being facetious right now. She exceeded the expectations that people had for her,
which were
extremely low, and she barely beat them, in my opinion. She was not answering questions directly. She was lying a lot.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, there was no truth to be found in anything she said, because you can go right and find all the policies and everything that she's already done or that Walz has already done and then she came out 2 days later and backed an assault weapon ban, but we're not going to take your weapons. I mean, that's literally...
She was all for it, confiscation before, or
and she
mandatory buyback, which I interpret as confiscation.
Confiscation, because there's no...
Because you can't have it.
You can't buy it back because you didn't buy it. You didn't,
Anyway, and then the one like, hey, tell me about fracking. And then she talks about how she had a friend that was abused when she was in high school. What does that have to do with anything? She's like, I guess she's just going through her talking points. It doesn't matter what the question was.
What's so funny to me is she's that career politician who will tell you and say anything that you want to hear, like for her party people, right?
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing. This is what we're gonna do, and we need to band together and blah blah blah, and trying to bring everybody together. Trump, on the other hand, does not care. Just speaks exactly like the hard truths that people just do not want to hear. People don't like it. That's why they don't like him, because they're afraid to face the reality of what he's saying.
And he's arrogant as all get out, and he can't stop talking about himself. That's another reason people don't like him.
Right. I mean, and people think that he's dumb. I mean, he's not dumb. He's super smart. Like,
yeah.
Because I can see it when he starts talking. Like, when he goes into, well, that's something I might do. I might think about doing. He's processing it in his head. He's going through all the scenarios in his head, and he's just talking as he's thinking it. You know, he thinks out loud, kind of.
Yeah.
And so that gets in his way a lot. But again, you know, he's not a professional politician, so you kind of get what you get on that regard. But you know, hopefully they don't succeed. I mean, if they don't succeed now, I think if he wins and he takes office,
I still don't think it's going to happen.
So, I mean, you know,
it's not even unfathomable now. I mean, it's like,
oh no,
okay.
But I mean,
that's not crazy.
I don't have any predictions. I'm in for the ride.
I mean, again, anything's possible. You know, I mean, and it's not out of the realm of possibility. We've seen how easy it can be. You know, and again, to that, you know, how many times did that guy go and wait and just not get caught?
Well, they would know. They could track a cell phone now. I mean, they got him.
So maybe they go back and do that. Who knows? But
yeah,
you know, I mean,
we would probably know better if somebody in Florida was doing the investigation than it was the FBI.
Oh, you would actually find out probably.
Who reports into the Department of Justice, who is also actively suing Trump over documentation and all this other stuff, these Records Act and like, so how can they?
Oh, that was what I wanted to point out. The pot calling the kettle black is when she argued during the debate that he was going to weaponize the justice system.
Yeah, I'm like, it's 100% already weaponized.
Are you kidding? This is literally what you just did to this guy.
Yeah.
Like before he even was out of office, like you started weaponizing the justice system against him. Like, yeah, you're scared that he's going to get elected and do the exact same thing to you. Like,
yeah,
I would be scared too, because you got a lot more to hide.
It's crazy.
So who knows? I mean, we're in for a crazy ride, and I mean,
we're in the ride right now. I mean, and every day that goes by is probably a day where we're in uncharted territory as a country, where one of our people running for office is going to be assassinated.
Yeah.
Then what?
I don't think.
How does that work? Who goes? Is Vance bumped up to the top? I don't know.
See, I wouldn't want that either, because I would want.
Well, I don't want Harris.
I don't want her either. But
well, wouldn't the Republican Party come together and
I don't know what the rules are.
Nominate another candidate?
I don't know. Can you do that? The ballots are set.
Well,
although the Democrats didn't follow any process and just replaced Biden with Harris, they can do whatever they want. I guess the Republicans do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Maybe they
didn't follow their process.
Maybe we throw JFK in there.
RFK. Yeah.
Throw him in there.
No.
Bring everybody together.
No, I think we need to go
we need a president that, you know, when he takes his shirt off can rival Putin.
No.
You know, in the no shirt game.
Here's that's the most Marine thing you've said in a long time. You want to talk about shirtless politicians.
Almost said something else.
They did the comparison.
Male politicians. But
I could have said AOC, but that wouldn't have been appropriate.
I want to go to none of it's appropriate. I want to go like Mark Levin, go as far right as you could possibly go with whoever we put in there.
Or Tucker Carlson, put him up there.
Yeah, just some like
Russell Brand for president. Yes. I'm right there.
Make people go crazy.
That would be awesome.
If you're gonna
you know what I'm talking about, though, right? When they did the pictures with Putin on the horse with his shirt off, and then, you know, who are they comparing?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, let's put, RFK, get up there, get on that horse.
That's about where we are with how we select our political figures anyway.
Oh, six-pack, you're
so horrible. No record, no honor, no matter what party you're in, we're picking some bad people. There got to be better choices.
All right. Y'all ready to move on? Top 3?
Yeah, I came prepared to talk about the military-industrial complex in the deep state, but we'll save that for another time.
We can save that for another time.
We'll save that for next week.
No, we're not doing that next week either.
All right. We're going into top 3 adventures that you have in store for your turning 50. Is that correct?
Not in store. Like, what would be top 3 ways you could celebrate your 50th?
Yeah,
through
top
an
3
adventure?
ways to celebrate.
But I can't. It's like physically impossible to do all the 3 things that I'm saying. If all 3 of them.
All right.
So it's not in store.
Okay.
This is like dreams.
Okay, dreams. All right. Well, why don't you go first?
Adventures.
You've thought about this a lot longer than both.
Well,
of
I'm
us,
closer
sure.
to. I'm closer
He's been
to
around a
guys.
lot longer than both of us.
I'm in the. I just had a birthday, and I'm in the planning phases of when I turn 50, which is years away. Years. Just to be clear,
it's only 1 away from years.
Years away.
2. It's 2 years.
2 years.
Duck hunt and dove hunt in Argentina, Las Flores, Argentina. And there's several reasons.
Just whacking and stacking.
Number 1, you get to do it in the summertime because it's wintertime down there in our summertime. Their daily limits of duck, 25. You could shoot lead. And dove is practically unlimited. Like, you just get tired of shooting.
Yeah.
So
they will reload those guns as many times as you want.
Yeah, they make
Matter of
money
fact,
on the ammunition.
they got all those guns stacked up. You fire one, they hand you another, and they just keep going. Load that one and keep going.
That would be awesome.
That's the way it's done.
I think it'd be.
Have you done it, Matt?
No, I had a buddy. I got invited to go, and then I had a conflict and wasn't able to. So a buddy went, and he went down with this group, and this guy paid for him to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was Brian. And so Brian went down there, and he's just firing away, and just keeps going and going and going and going and going. Didn't realize that there was a limit.
The package you pay for is only for so much ammo.
Certain amount of ammo.
Oh,
And he goes, when it was all said and done, he goes, my bill for ammo was $5,000 that I stuck this guy with. He goes, I just didn't stop. They would just hand me a gun, and I just kept shooting and just knocking these birds out of the sky. He goes, it was crazy.
Yeah.
He said it was so much fun, though.
I've talked to people that said by the second day, because you hunt in the morning and in the evening, they like bring meals out and set them up for you, and it's ridiculous. But he said like by the second day, like the first day afternoon, I've been missing them when they fly from left to right, so I'm only going to shoot at ones that fly left to right. I'm just not even going to pay attention to the ones that go right to left. And he said by the second day, it's like, yeah, I'm just going to wait and see if I can go shoot at ones where I think I can kill 2 in one shot, because you just get so tired of shooting. And that's the dove part. But the duck, I just listened to a podcast with some guys down there, and it was pretty cool. A lot of little ponds. It's kind of like our prairie pothole region up in the north central U.S. And there's all different species of ducks, and they're pretty cool. I think that'd be fun. Number 2, and that one's like I doubt I'd be able to pull that off. Number 2 and number 1, we're seriously contemplating doing one or the other. Number 2 is going with Matt's buddy from Alaska Toy Rental up in Palmer, Alaska, and doing a long camp out ATV excursion up in the glaciers and whatever else. And I think that'd be a whole heck of a lot of fun with a group of guys to go up and do that, spend some time in the wilderness, but also like on a 4-wheeler. So
yeah, that'd be sweet.
So that's not like roughing it,
Yeah,
because I'll be 50 after all.
Right. If Yogi comes up, you want an escape plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and number 1, and this is the one I've done a lot more investigating into, is to canoe the Yukon River from Whitehorse, Yukon, Canada to Dawson City, Yukon, Canada. And that is about 400 miles. It takes 22 days. And I think it'd be awesome. That'd be really cool. So you get to fish.
I will say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the most beautiful place that I have ever been to in all of my travels is the Yukon Territory.
Yeah.
And I was in Whitehorse. That's where I flew in for my moose hunt. And then hunted not too far from Dawson, but I mean, it was a float plane ride from there. But yeah, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I don't think there's anything you just can't see any of that stuff if you aren't on the river.
Yeah. And I'll the 22 days, like all the way to Dawson City, like, so that's the longest package that you can buy. 22 days is a long time. There's like a halfway point that I'd probably be a little bit more realistic, where it's, a solid 10, 12 days instead of 22, because I don't think I'll be able to take a month off of work or have anybody that's able to go and do that for that long, unless they own their own business, maybe.
Or they're or retired.
I can do that.
Yeah. Or retired,
I'll bring my satellite connection thing, have Wi-Fi,
No, man. You got to get out there in the wilderness.
So Troy can do his work and upload his photos.
Nope.
I don't take photos. I take videos.
Yeah. It's actually just a bunch of photos back to back to back to back to back really, 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 really fast.
That's really what it is.
And that's called a video.
Leave it up to me to explain what cameras do for the videographer over here.
I already knew that, but it's that process is called
pictures.
A video. A moving picture. You gonna go watch moving pictures?
All right, that's my 3.
That's good. I'll go with you on those if you're inviting people.
Okay.
Happy to invite myself right now.
Yeah. All right, I gotta get a deposit.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
$4,000.
All right, I'll go next.
That's the deposit?
Yeah, he's got to pay for me too.
Hey, it's my birthday, so everybody's got to chip in and pay for me.
That's right. Number 3. Just a trip down to New Orleans.
Really?
Yeah.
What for? Catch a Saints game?
I love Saints football, and I love the city of New Orleans.
By the way,
because of its cuisine.
Go Saints. Mason Fairchild, Andale graduate, KU, signed with New Orleans.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
The Saints have scored every single possession this season.
They're looking good.
Yeah.
And their defense is looking like
destroyed the Cowboys.
I was going to say that's who they played Sunday. Last Sunday was the Cowboys.
Yeah, and that was they could lose every game the rest of the season. I'd be happy that we beat the Cowboys.
And it wasn't because the Cowboys' offense played bad. I mean, the offense
they dominated.
did well, but the defense just could not stop the Saints at all.
The Saints' defense is looking good too this year, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they put the pressure on
But every
Dak
time
a
you
lot.
touch the ball on offense, you score.
Yeah.
That's your defense has got a lot of room to
and
be
Cowboys
able to.
were only putting up, field goals here and there in the first, second quarter. It was awesome.
Somebody posted a video of that game and showed some of the points going for the Saints, and then they had spliced in the Rocky IV when Apollo's about to get killed, and the trainer's going, throw the towel, throw the damn towel.
That's awesome.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, so I just love New Orleans for the cuisine, and just need to go down there and eat for a few days, and
There'll be some.
I haven't been
good food for sure. I love it.
I haven't been in 7 years, so I need to get back down there. Number 2 would be. I got 2 tied for 2. I really want to go salmon fishing up in Alaska. Like, that's one of my bucket list things to do. Never been to Alaska, but I've had some friends go do that salmon fishing, and man, that looks like fun. So definitely that.
I may be doing that on my wife's 50th birthday.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that's sooner than your 50th.
I know.
So
I know.
That's awesome.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What? She's older?
Yeah, you don't do that.
That's my sister, dude. I can make fun of her age all I want.
He co-opted it. You it's okay. Chet needs to shut up.
Love it. And then number 1.
There's a song about older women.
What?
Rodney Carrington?
No.
Oh. I was gonna say that's really inappropriate, Chad.
This one's kind of not. We're just gonna move on past it.
All right, let's move on. My number 1. I've actually been trying to plan a trip to Vegas for 2 years now, and it's always something always gets in the way. So at least I might go next year, but for, at least by the time I'm 50, I'm going to go.
Why do you want to go there?
I want to go because I love to play poker.
Okay.
And I want to go play poker with some of the best poker players in the world.
Yeah. Do you just get to play with them? Or do you sit around a table with a bunch of people that are just like you?
Well, no, you find where they're at and hopefully you end up at a table with them.
I don't know how any of that works.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get into those rooms. They're playing on a different money level.
Hey, don't crush the man's dream.
I mean, I'm just saying, I've been to Vegas a lot.
I've been too.
I've seen the rooms that you just don't even go over there.
Yeah, I don't. I've been to Vegas more than I'd ever want to go. And almost all of it's been for work.
Mine technically was for work.
Yeah.
Marine Corps ball.
Yeah. Sanctioned.
I mean, mandatory fun. You got to go. Why not?
Yep.
Okay. What's your number one?
That's it.
What's
Vegas.
tied for number two? I got New Orleans, salmon fishing in Alaska, and Las Vegas.
Oh, my number two tie?
Yeah.
Was a getaway with my wife to the Caribbean.
Oh.
With staying in one of those overwater bungalows.
Those are pretty sweet. I actually
where
looked
you're
into
just served
Belize is where
night
you have to
and
go
day
for that.
Yeah. I've actually looked into that one because I think that would just be a cool trip in general. Maybe not 50th birthday stuff, but just kind of whenever if you can go. Staying over the water. I mean, yeah,
they have some in the Caribbean that are sandals resorts. So
if you do want to do that, I've got a buddy that is a travel agent and he finds some of the absolute best deals that
nice.
You know what you can do right now, since Cheney Lake is at its 50-year low point.
You
can go build a bungalow, and then hopefully in a couple of years the water will rise up over and get under it.
That'd be good.
Yeah,
that's right.
All right, Matt, what you got, man?
All right, number 3, stay home, sleep, play video games because you're old. Number 2.
That's what you do all day, all the time now anyway.
What better way to spend the day?
Yeah. You're living your best life.
Number 2, go to your hunting property, drive a tractor, sleep, watch movies because you're old. Everybody gets all jacked up.
You're not old at 50, by the way.
I know what number 1 is for him.
Yeah.
Die. Sleep for the rest of your life.
No. Number 1, go on a trip with your buddies to forget that you're actually old.
Where would you go with your buddies?
I like that one. Let's go.
Anyway, I was more thinking of going to the Yukon and doing a canoe trip. Actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go to the Caribbean with my buddies. I'd rather do that with my wife.
Yes.
But going to the mountains or anything, kind of rugged, just kind of out doing man things. Like, I think a canoe trip and you pull over to the bank and set up camp and cook and fish,
catch fish,
and maybe
wake up when the sun wakes you up,
or
cook some bacon
or the bear, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would not. I would be positioning myself in the tent to be away from the point of attack from a bear or a puma.
It's not really I hadn't seen many pumas up there.
Well, they don't want to be seen. That's why.
However, I did the spookiest thing that I heard while I was because I camped on the Yukon River now for 20 days. I have on the Yukon River, and the echo of the wolves howling at night as it echoes down the river valley is one of the most eerie things that you will ever hear in your entire life. It is just so, because you can see the campfire and the campfires, casting the shadow on your outfitter's tent, and you're just you hear the howls of the wolf and you're like expecting the shadow of a wolf to come up on the side of that tent,
Yeah.
Didn't one poke its head out?
It's awesome.
Near you one time?
Yeah, on your moose hunt.
When I was hunting though, and he was like right over my shoulder, 6 feet away, like within like striking distance.
Wow.
Yeah. So
yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
So quiet too. One of those things that I just got a feeling like something was wrong, and I looked, I grabbed my gun, and by the time I rolled over, he had bounded off. But
because you had a tag.
Well, 100%. If I didn't have a tag, he'd have chewed me up, and I'd have gotten whatever that disease.
No, I'm saying you would have shot him because you had a tag.
Yeah,
like that's why
yeah.
you're trying to shoot him, not just because you like shooting wolves for fun. You're filling tags.
Yeah, I still have yet to fill a tag on a wolf.
That's because you hadn't taken me up there.
I got the moose done. No wolf. No bear. No brown
bear yet either.
No brown
no
bear.
brown bear. You got all kinds of black bears.
It's kind of funny. We have a kid guy my age at the office getting some legs done, and he was just up in Alaska on the fishing trip for WWO. So he's telling me stories, and so our guides from Canada for our bear hunt up there were volunteers for this trip. And so they were telling him about my bear, and he came back and he goes, man, they were showing me pictures of your bear, and he goes, that's the biggest bear that WWO's ever taken, and they were showing me the full mount and blah blah blah, and I was like, yeah, I got the record for the biggest bear up there. That's right.
Yeah. Did you make yourself a trophy for that too?
No, I got a belt buckle actually.
Okay.
Belt buckle. All right, Chet, you got a good word for us?
Yeah, overcome. I think a lot of, we've been jovially talking about this with all of our rhetoric in the episode today.
I knew that was coming.
But and I think we are all like along for the ride, right? Whatever happens. And when we get into, like, there are people that I know, and some of you that are listening may be this way, are in utter despair. Like, if this all comes crashing down, our government, our electoral system, your political candidate for whatever, if that just all goes away, like you're going to freak out, and it's going to be the end of the world. And if you think about when Jesus was with his disciples, he started to let them know what was coming for him and therefore for them. That he's going to die, but don't worry, he's going to come back, and then he's going to leave again, and then he's going to come back again. But he's going to send a comforter. But at the end of him telling his disciples all this, and his disciples are responding like, man, I've always known you were special, but we can tell that you're God. Like we get it now. And so Jesus replies in John 16:33, I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. So all this crazy stuff is about to happen, but in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. So we are not promised anything that from this world as far as it giving us what we need. And Jesus is saying here to his disciples, and I think in turn he's saying it to us, we can have peace in him. We're not going to have peace through any political system. We're not going to have peace through any election or through any candidate. And you're going to, in this world, you will have trouble, but don't worry. Do not fear. This translation, NIV says, but take heart. I have overcome the world. So no matter what this world throws at us, don't worry about it, because Jesus has overcome it. And you could participate in that peace if you have a relationship with him.
Good word.
Good word.
All right. That takes us out. We'll see you next week.
Oh, I was going to go out with a song. You guys know this one. Ronnie McDowell.
Older women are beautiful lovers. I said older women, they understand. I've been around some, and I have discovered, Lord, yes, that older
Lord,
women
yes.
know just how to please a man. That older
That's good country music right there.
Thanks for listening to the Hardheaded Podcast. Don't forget to share this podcast with others to help us get the word out.
Also, if you haven't yet, please rate and review the show. This helps our podcast show up in other people's suggested shows that may or may not have listened to us before.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.